Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Grab a cold one, crank up the volume, and join the show. Welcome to NBNR Live. And here we go.
It's no block, no rock.
Hello, Husker Nation. Take a seat. Take a wonderful, happy seat in our wonderful, happy office for your Cornhusker counseling appointment post UCLA. Nebraska improves to 7-3. Let me say that again, please, for everyone in the office. 7-3. The worst they can do is what they did last year. So we can only get better. There are a couple notable missing unlicensed counselors.
Yes.
Connor's at brunch. Mike is in a Mexican cave right now. Hello, Mike. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hola, Miguel.
Hello. Hola.
Hey, Mike, I want you to do something for me, okay? Can you do this real quick? As loud as you can.
I'm not going to do that. There's people around.
See, I can do that and not get my ass kicked.
I won't
You
get my
might not
ass
be able to
kicked.
get away with it. So where did you watch the game last night, Miguel?
Well, let me tell you about my journey to watching this football game.
Journey.
We left Omaha at 3 a.m. and got on a flight. Government shutdown delayed some things.
Trump.
Fast forward, we get to the resort at 6:30 p.m. and they have a sports bar. So I made my way to the sports bar immediately when I checked into this resort. I get there. I'm trying to explain. I need Fox, American Fox. And
Folks.
they finally get it on the TV and the basketball game's on. And I'm like, dude, the game starts in 20 minutes. Like, this basketball game's in the first half.
All right.
Well, I find out I'm on Eastern time here. So I had a whole nother hour. I was rushing, dragging my family to this sports bar at this resort for no reason.
Jesus.
So I ended up watching the game, first half of the game in my hotel room. And then when the kids all went to sleep, I snuck out in the darkness with no shoes on, no nothing. And I wandered back down to the sports bar and I watched it with some random Husker fan down here in Mexico.
No shit.
At the sports bar here at this resort.
So you had someone to give high fives to.
I did.
At least.
Yes. It was awesome. Yeah, I mean, we talked about triumphs. I'm going to give myself a triumph.
Sure.
I show up to work every day, guys. I'm still here. I'm still here to counsel. I don't take days off, especially when Nebraska wins. It's a little bit sweeter when you take a road trip and Nebraska wins a game.
Well, hey, I mean, to start off with the triumphs, because that's what we do here. You win, you start with the triumphs, and then you trail with the traumas.
Yep.
First triumph, 25,000, give or take.
Yeah.
Nebraska fans making it hard for Nico and that offense to play call, to talk to each other on the field. I mean, it was a home game for Nebraska at the Rose Bowl. How incredible is that?
So you're absolutely right, first of all. But I want to say, while we're talking, Mike, you do need to mute.
Okay.
Because there's people behind you, apparently. There's people around you saying and doing stuff, shuffling around. Okay. You're absolutely right. Are we surprised? Not one iota.
Nope.
This happens every road trip. Is there a road trip where Husker fans have not traveled well? Can you recall a time where there haven't been a significant amount of red in an opposing stadium? Like, maybe Michigan. You know, Michigan fans, they go to their own games, and they're usually pretty good. So that's like the one road trip that Husker fans don't really travel in, mass amounts. But yeah, man, I heard multiple times like, that noise you hear, that's Nebraska fans. And it's like they have to make it a point. Yeah, we do make noise. We travel. We're the best fans in the country. Triumph number one.
Mm-hmm.
Triumphs number 2 and 3. It's just TJ and EJ. The TJ and EJ show. It's the handshake meme. My God. Is this the part where the chat just gives Kyle shit? Is this have you gotten shit already?
Okay, so yeah, BA was messaging me last night, and to his credit, he did say, hey, in the least shit talking way possible, I just want to know your thoughts on the first half, because that's at that point TJ is 6 for 6 for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's baiting you.
Listen, we talked last week like, okay, he didn't have any time to prep for that game and whatever, and my whole point was I was concerned, I think rightfully so, because I know you didn't have a whole lot of time to necessarily prep for that game,
right?
But the ball was either bobbled or fumbled 4 times by TJ. And so I'm like, you've had 6 months to prep for that. Like, you can't be dropping the football. So, of course, I'm just a little concerned. And yeah, NBA messaging me last night at halftime. I knew it was coming. I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, I don't know how many messages I'm going to get, but I knew BA was going to be in there. So, yeah, I appreciated the no shit talking factor in that message, because I could have been roasted for sure.
BA was texting me as well. And I did tell him, I said, BA, Kyle, he said what he said because he cares more than you do.
Oh,
so
yeah.
He has PTSD, guys. Like he's not saying it because he wants that to happen. And we don't say things on this show because we want it to happen. We say it because we've been beaten and battered, and we've seen it happen. Like, when we talk about trauma, we are trauma.
Yeah.
So I told him that, and he like set a question mark when I said that he cares more than you do.
Yeah. Listen, man, everything that we say comes from a good place. It's all good intentioned. I can assure you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, on that note, I mean, like, part of my job relies on Nebraska being successful in all sports, like my living. And, and then we got this podcast every single Sunday, every single Monday. So, yeah, I mean, I was the one cheering and like having a great time last night watching TJ shred the field. So, yeah, it's all good.
I can't recall exactly how many times in the episode last week, Kyle, you said, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You said that like 5 times. And it got to a point where I'm like, Kyle, we know, but I feel like sometimes you just need to say that so people can stop giving you shit all the time.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad that happened yesterday. I'm happy that it happened yesterday. And I'm glad I get to sit in this office and just talk through my feelings a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a trauma last Monday. I really was.
Yes, you were. The name Jeff Sims came up.
Yeah.
I brought that up. That was me. That wasn't Kyle. I brought that up. So yes.
I mean, you go down this long list of like Chubba Purdy and
Logan Smothers
and Jeff Sims, and I mean even Heinrich Harburg. Like, you go down these lists of names of like quarterbacks that have not been it.
Yeah.
So it is. I don't know.
Hey, but you know what? TJ Lateef, he might be it, man. Okay, now this is the point where like I am fully being a fan. I am overreacting. I'm having fun. I am very happy. So I'm going to sit here and be like, TJ Lateef is the future. I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
Because I want to have fun, and this is fun. Last night was fucking fun. And so here I am sitting in this chair with my red pants on. I said I was going to do that after every win. And I'm feeling happy. So yeah, I'm going to be a little hyperbolic and say TJ Lateef is the GOAT. No, I'm not going to go that far. He's the future, though.
I think 2 things can be true, though.
Okay.
We can say that TJ Lateef played his ass off and was balling out, but we can also say UCLA isn't that good. Like, they both can be true, and that's okay.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at like the triumphs for this game, I'm looking at Dana Holgerson, man. That dude had that UCLA defense like questioning every move that every player on that offense was making. Like that wheel route doesn't happen unless that whole defense thinks TJ's scrambling to the right. Everybody bit on that. And then there goes Emmett running up the sidelines. And then the dime from TJ to put it right on the money just so he can catch it in stride and go. That was one thing that we talked about like on Monday, or I had talked to somebody about it throughout the week. I'm like, do we have one catch where somebody's like just running and it gets dropped on in the bucket and they just keep running like in stride? I don't think prior to yesterday we've had one of those. I mean, can you recall one where somebody just caught it in stride and took it for a touchdown?
I will tell you what I do recall, and this isn't meant to be anti Dylan Raiola, but what I do recall is like the big plays that we did have. It was mostly screens that were made big by the blocking downfield and the receiver. Now, I don't want to leave out the Ja'Cory Barney catch against Michigan State. That was Dylan on the run, throwing against his body. That was a big play. But other than that, Kyle, you are hard-pressed to find another example of, oh my God, did he just overthrow him? No. It was literally dropped in the bucket. I thought he might have overthrew him. But here's the thing. When you lead a receiver,
they go chase it down.
They go chase it down. It's where they're going to be, right? Not where they're at. And so, yeah, dude, it's hard to look at that play and not be pretty excited that we might be able to have some deep balls thrown, perhaps.
Yeah, okay, so, and the other Brian does come in, and he says, earlier in the season when TJ did it, that was against Houston Christian to Cortez Mills.
That's right.
That was in, like trash time, right? Like at the very end of the game, he just drops it drops a dime, and he takes it into the house. Okay, I do have a super chat, a couple of them.
Let's go.
$9.99 from Jordan Delaney. Appreciate you. He says, cheers from Kosovo. And I'll get to the rest of your question. I don't want to spoil it right now. So I'll get to the rest of your question here in a little bit. And then Adam Halperin with $49.99.
Halperin!
Dude.
Let's go, baby.
Killing it. Thanks, you.
King.
He says, Latif looked like a seasoned veteran running the offense last night. He looked way better than I ever expected. Great win, 7-3. This program is progressing.
Yeah, dude.
And one thing that I'll mention to your note about progressing is regardless of who UCLA was, there's another note in here. It just says, that UCLA team beat Penn State. And Penn State, on paper, they should be, and they should have been the number 2 ranked team in the country like they were in the preseason. That's how they should have been, just on the talent level and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That UCLA team was favored to beat Nebraska. And how many times have I said, if the conditions are not perfect, like you're favored to win, you're at home, you're not ranked, like how many times has Nebraska lost that game? And that's something we kind of like keep repeating over and over and over again. You're on the road at the Rose Bowl. You're projected to lose. Like the conditions were not perfect with a backup quarterback.
Thank you.
True freshman backup quarterback. You're not projected to win that game. And I don't know, like the progression to me is that you win that game regardless of everything that's kind of come about.
Yeah. It's, Mike, go.
I was going to say, I agree with that. That goes back to the resiliency of this team. Like we talked about, maybe year 3, Matt Rule isn't going to be the double-digit win thing. But I think this is, even though it wasn't a comeback or anything, this is another example of this team showing resiliency. And when their back's against the wall with the backup quarterback on the road, they go out and they take care of business and they beat a team that they should beat on paper. They're better than UCLA. And they beat them because they're resilient, and that's what this identity of this team is.
Sticking with Latif, right? Like, they got him rolling out. He's zipping the ball around, okay? The ball looks good coming out of the hand, okay? And to the Dana point, man, I think there's a part of Dana Holgerson that is like, fuck yeah, man. I have a guy that is a dual threat. We cannot emphasize enough how important that is, that you can keep a defense off balance, keep a defense honest. If you know the guy taking the snaps back there could run on you. And you saw a UCLA defense last night that was a little off kilter. And our offense was not just a predictable thing, okay? Like, I don't think I've said this on the podcast, but I definitely say it like at work when I'm not being recorded and stuff, which is kind of cowardly on my part, I'll say. But it's like the offense just seemed really boring, right? And just very like piecemeal. Every yard you had to get, it was pulling teeth. And I've said that before, but like just everything was so hard to do, right? But when you have a quarterback that can run and doesn't fumble, it's like, holy shit, this is really fun to watch, man.
Yeah. I mean,
and your OC is very happy that you might have some more plays at your disposal. Like we were talking about how like maybe shrink down the playbook a little bit for TJ. And I think you saw that. And I don't think the plan really deviated too far from what the Dillon plan was. With Dillon, it was, hey, we got to have quick game. Hey, our O-line is still pretty bad at pass blocking.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to have quick game. So I think a lot of that was still the plan. But, oh, wait. Zone read. A simple zone read is fucking amazing to watch.
Well, and the RPOs that they love to run, all of a sudden there was like, oh shit, you can either hand it off, you can throw the ball, or you can take off on your own. I mean, that is how an RPO is supposed to work. And another thing on like the plan, how many slants did we see yesterday?
Middle of the field
to like Dane Key over and over and over. I mean, it was like 3 or 4, right? Like him just sprinting across the middle, and it was getting good yardage. Like, especially that, I think it was the final drive.
Yep.
They ran one like right on the first play, like on first down, after they had already ran Emmett for a first down. It was like 8 yards, and then they got the 2 yards with Emmett. And then the next play was a slant to Dane Key. They got like 7 yards. That defense had zero idea what was coming. And every time they tried to come in quick, TJ was figuring out where the blitz was coming from, and they were running a slant there.
Yeah.
Like that is what we've been asking for all year.
Oh, man.
And, Matt Rule in his press conference, he talked about like what has kind of been the defensive strategy against Nebraska, against their offense.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, look, you bring pressure up the middle and you run man, and you like force them to make a quick decision that is covered.
There it is.
And yesterday they could not run man. You run man against a dual threat quarterback, somebody that can run on you. All of a sudden there are gaping holes.
Yep.
And that's something that as a Nebraska fan, we know all about, especially watching last night. So
yeah, when you force the other team to play a little zone, you can find little pockets to sit in, right? When you're playing man and you're facing Dillon, who, like we've said, that he might be hesitant to throw a ball to a guy that isn't like wide open. Sometimes you just got to fire it in there and trust your wide receiver to go make a play, right? That's if the defense is playing man.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're playing zone, go sit in that hole. TJ will find you. He'll fire it in.
Mm-hmm.
You said that, Jared. A perfect example is that touchdown to Corey Barney. Like, talk about a guy that was covered and just go make a play. Go let your guy go make a play. Like,
Which was amazing.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
The hand strength was insane.
Yeah. Like, and you know what? Like, during the roller coaster last night, I was even like, you know what? First of all, amazing catch by Ja'Cory. But let's give credit to the ref for just making the right call.
yeah.
Like, that was a tough call.
Yeah.
Because
he really did catch it on the line.
it was close.
Yeah.
So, hey, credit to the ref. One of the triumphs of this game was, you know what? The officiating overall was actually pretty good. Yes, you're going to see the holding call. Yes, that was not called. We know. We all saw that. It was all over Twitter. Okay. But I think overall, the officiating, just really, really quick, was a triumph.
Yeah.
So let's just acknowledge that.
A triumph on my part, and this is about Emmett Johnson.
Dude.
Okay.
Dude.
So every week, every counseling session, we come in here and we're like, hey, Emmett Johnson is a triumph every single week.
Yawn.
Every week we've said it.
Yawn. Right.
Now, I want to talk about a bigger picture. In the offseason, we talked about the transfer portal and like what that has kind of stolen from us. And I think a triumph that really came to fruition, especially watching him last night, was we got to watch a guy come to Nebraska who we almost lost to the transfer portal at one point. But we got to watch him come to Nebraska and develop and turn into a story where it's like, dude, you sat behind Gabe Ervin, Ramir Johnson. You sat behind all these guys for 3 years. And now it's like you are an All-American, All Big Ten, first team, and you're hitting the Heisman pose in the end zone with your offensive line.
Crazy.
Now, I'm not ready to jump in the Heisman talk,
right,
but I'm telling you, this dude is going to have some of the biggest accolades that we've seen from a running back in a long time.
I think after that game, Emmett probably could get a phone call to go to New York. I'm not joking. Like I don't have like the bias blinders on or anything. Like what he's doing from a receiving standpoint, from a pass blocking standpoint, to just carrying the ball and being an absolute bell cow. Like how would he not get an invitation? I'm not saying he's going to win the Heisman, but like, like he's doing everything for this team. He should get a call to go to New York.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty surreal right now. It's kind of hard to digest a little bit. Like you think back to 2009 with Ndamukong, won every award imaginable and should have won the big one. Okay. So it has been 16 years. It's been 16 years since we've had a player that is like nationally relevant, right? But Kyle, your point, man, about Emmett, like he's been doubted. He's been doubted by us, by me. He's been doubted by his own coaches. And we come into this season and he's gotten better and better. He's like, he keeps graduating, right? Like we start off with Emmett's going to be your starter. Emmett's going to be a game changer. Emmett is going to be all Big Ten, second team. Nope. All Big Ten, first team. Mm-hmm. All-American, Doak Walker Award for best running back. And finally, Heisman being invited to New York City. Like, it's very surreal. This is all happening in real time right now, and we need to really appreciate it. It's hard to appreciate it in the moment. Mm-hmm. So we need to sit here and be like, holy shit, Emmett Johnson is an amazing player. And he's putting himself on the map. He's putting Nebraska on the map. And it's not like a crazy thing to say out loud that he is a Heisman contender. Holy shit. It's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't really know what else to say. Like, it's hard to put in the words, man.
Like I said, I mean, I'm just happy that we, like, in the transfer portal era, we got to watch this. That this is the shit that I'm talking about with the transfer portal, is it robs you of these stories.
Yeah.
Because he very well could have. Last year that he was taught, he was flirting with it. It all came out in the media, whatever. Like, yeah, he's thinking about entering the transfer portal, and then he makes the social media post. He's like, no, I'm staying. And then, you know, it's him and Dylan at every high school basketball game.
Right.
I'm just happy we get to watch it. I'm just happy that the transfer portal and this era of football didn't rob us of watching Emmett Johnson become what he's become.
Mexico Mike, you got anything about Emmett? Anything more?
Yeah. I mean, no, he's the perfect running back. And you know what? We have to enjoy it because now NFL teams are going to – he's going to get drafted this year.
Yep.
And he is the best running back we've had since Amir Abdullah. And maybe even better. I don't know for sure. But if you look at the numbers, I don't think it's outlandish either. Like, we're playing in a tougher conference. Because Amir was it? We're still in the Big. No, we were in the Big Ten, I guess.
Yeah,
but it's a different Big Ten. It's totally different. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
NFL Sunday guy for sure.
Yeah, NFL Sunday guy. Yeah, I didn't mean to leave out Amir in my discussion about Sue. It's just like it feels like it's been a long time. Like Amir was, and he's still freaking playing. He's still doing his thing in the NFL. So
yeah, it just seems like he's getting more and more and more snaps, more responsibility, and he doesn't look tired. He doesn't look like he's beat up. He just shows up, and they just kind of keep saying, "Hey, we've kind of found out that you're really good at this, and we're just going to keep giving you the football."
Well, okay, let's keep going. So Emmett Johnson, he is. All right, let's talk about the offensive line that he's running behind. Okay. Other running backs that are in these discussions for these awards, they are running behind Joe Moore Award type O-lines. And while Nebraska's O-line has been much better at run blocking than pass blocking, you're not exactly running behind the best O-line in the country like some of these running backs are. Like, I guess, Justice Haynes, who, he's injured and all that. And the other thing, too, is you look at that running back room, it's only Emmett. It's just him.
Yeah, and you know what? For 8 games this year, nobody had to worry about the quarterback running. It was if they're going to run here, it's going to be Emmett.
Dude,
there was no other threat.
Right.
Bryce Underwood, he can run. He doesn't a lot, but he can, and the defense knows that. You look at all the best running backs in the country, most of those quarterbacks can run. So I'm just saying, it just adds something. And yesterday, Emmett does not have that game he has without TJ Lateef.
That's fair. I think that's a fair thing. Okay, thank you for saying that, Kyle. Because when your running back room is not very deep, and your quarterback is as mobile as Lateef is, it is like having a glorified running back, okay? And that's not an insult to TJ. It's saying that you have multiple threats that can run the ball, and when your running back room is as shallow as Nebraska's is, having TJ Lateef is a wonder. So Lateef makes the running back room deeper by himself.
Yes. Yeah. And look, there are people in the chat. It's like drop the champagne. It's one game, whatever.
Yeah,
right?
baby.
And listen, everybody understands that UCLA came in 124th in rush defense.
It's not good.
But what I'm saying is TJ Lateef, the second that he's handing the ball off to Emmett, that whole defense has to freeze and wait to see who's got the football.
Yeah.
That does not happen with Dylan Raiola, because everybody knows he's probably not keeping it. Probably not. If you look at the stats, he's probably not. You look at the tape, he's probably not. So the second he gets into motion, like he's getting ready to hand the ball off to Emmett Johnson, that whole defense is like, wait a minute, who's got it? And it does. It just creates something different.
Yeah, it creates hesitancy. Before, if you're on defense, you could pin your ears back, have a little fun, be violent, right? The game of football is a violent sport, and when there's no one that is giving you any mystery, it's like, oh yeah, this is the fun part of football, when I can just run and hit that guy. Whereas with Lateef, the thing about football that's not very fun is when you have to overthink things.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm playing football, Kyle, the last thing that I want to do is think. Yeah. I want to run and hit and tackle. And I don't want to be cement shoes, right? And I got to pause for a second. Wait. What's he? Nah, man. This is awesome. This is amazing. I'm a fan. This is fun. I'm overreacting. Dylan's not coming back. Nope, not going there yet. But yeah, man, I think the point about EJ is like he's doing a lot of this on his own volition. But yeah. I do also want to give credit to like that screen pass that went for 50 plus last night.
Yeah, hey, listen here.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Fucking A.
You know what? Turn it up a little bit. Sorry, that was a little low. Here we go.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You got multiple O linemen down there. You got Spindler with his freaking arm cast. You got Pritchett down there. You got Isaiah Hunter putting his shoulder into people, making them do front flips.
Yeah, hey, Isaiah Hunter on that, he sets the initial block. Yep. The guy gets off of it, and then he chases him down and blocks him, levels him into another defender.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, man. So, fuck. Last night was fun. There was a little period there where it was like, but 90% of that game last night was fucking fun, man. And I'm having fun this morning.
Yeah.
Mexico Mike, how you doing over there?
I'm doing good, guys.
Okay.
Let's talk about one more triumph on the offense, and then I think we need to get to some triumphs on the defense because
Okay.
I think the defense they played okay, and Dylan Rogers played really well in my opinion. But as far as the offense goes, let's talk about finally going down and sealing a game, closing out a game, putting your foot on somebody's throat, and actually ending the game, ending the clock. Like, how many times have we seen Nebraska not be able to do that? And they actually go out and they finish a game. They finished.
Yeah, I mean, there was still 4 minutes left on that final drive. There was 4 minutes on the clock, and with every snap, I'm thinking to myself, "Oh God, this isn't going to happen. They're not going to do it. They're just going to try to run it up the gut. They're going to get stuffed." Here I am being my own trauma again. And I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm like, "Dude, there's no way that we actually run down the clock with 4 minutes left."
Or Latif has had such a good game so far, like literally perfect up to that point. And this is not what I was thinking, but maybe Kyle was. Maybe Kyle was like, maybe this is the fucking moment. Oh boy. But that final drive, like we were talking about how Dana was in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
He was in his bag the first half, the whole first half, and that final drive. Okay. Now, I don't want to be too greedy here because, yes, the final drive was really cool and clutch, but there is also a part of me that's like, it didn't need to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it was at that point. I have to take it at face value that was how the game transpired and that you closed out the game. So, yes, Mike, good point about closing the game out with your true freshman quarterback on the road in November. You didn't let the moment get too big for you. Let's go. Now, Mike, you mentioned Dylan Rogers.
Yes.
Is that all?
No, I just think as far as defense goes, like obviously we'll get into traumas. They still can't wrangle a quarterback. But I think they made Nico look uncomfortable the whole game. Like pass defense, they still showed out. Dylan Rogers coming off the bench and playing he played like a starter. Like where's he been all year? The fact that he didn't crack the 2 deep, but we haven't seen him all year, and he wreaked havoc for 4 quarters.
Yeah, he played for Dasan. He was a noticeable guy on the field because he was just one of those guys that he seemed to be around the ball. He was, running around. And I know that's a low bar, like, oh, he's running around. Well, no shit. But he just had like a noticeable energy. And maybe like that's because he hasn't played all year and maybe he's very fresh. And so he's running around. He's wreaking havoc on his own. So yes, Dylan Rogers on a defense that played they played okay. I would say they played okay. They did get pressure on Nico, but you couldn't fucking bring him down. You got your hand on him so many times. You hit him pretty damn hard.
Yeah, a lot.
Like that first quarter, it was like, oh shit. And you almost questioned if Nico was going to be able to finish that game if Nebraska was able to keep that up. But do we want to get into traumas?
So, okay, first, this conversation comes back to what John Butler had talked about with Brandon Sorsby. He said, look, he kind of turned into a high school quarterback. Like it's a high school offense. As soon as you make the quarterback your entire offense, that's kind of right where you want them to be. Now, there are traumas here, but what I did hear was this is like 10 consecutive games under John Butler that we've not allowed 400 yards, which immediately the glaring is like, holy shit, if we're measuring this by 400 yards, that's probably a problem. But you held Nico and UCLA to 21. They hung 42 on Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 10 consecutive games. The last time that's happened was like 2009. And that was with Sue and all those guys.
One of the great black shirt defenses of the modern era.
So while I am of the opinion that, yes, when it's 3rd and long and you don't have a quarterback spy, you're just dropping everybody in man coverage. That is just, it's just mind boggling to me, especially when he's already had 70 yards of rushing. That stuff pisses me off. But in the grand scheme, if I'm looking at this, we talked about the Brandon Sorsby thing in Cincinnati and why we won that game. John Butler said himself, he goes, we just kind of turned it into like a high school football game. The quarterback felt like the entire game was on his shoulders. We made him run around, make dumb decisions, try to run with his legs. Like that is kind of, I think, what the scheme is for John Butler. And without Ty and Nash, the run defense is not going to be better unless you've got that size and that experience. Those were 2 veteran guys that you just lost. And John Butler has only been in charge of this defense for what, 8 months? Like,
yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do, especially in the run defense.
Yeah. So we knew coming into this game that Nico was going to be their primary rusher.
86 yards.
So that's how many he had, was 86?
Yeah.
It seemed like so much more.
Yeah.
And I think it seemed like so much more because what, man? So they were 8 for 14 on 3rd down conversions. I don't like that. I would like for you to get off the field when it's 3rd and 11. You guys, I think it was like 4 or 5 3rd and 10s or longer that they converted on with Nico's legs. I think it was like 4 or 5. And so, like, we knew this was going to be a thing coming in, and you don't put a spy on him, okay? And I get the argument why you don't, because Nico can still pass pretty good. So you feel like you need to have a +1 to defend the pass. I get it. I totally get it. But I think I am not a defensive coordinator, obviously, but I just feel like at that point you had to have a spy on him, okay? Because you have to trust your pass defense at this point. I feel like your pass defense has earned the right that you can trust them with a spy.
Yeah. Last night on that awful broadcast, they had circled, okay, I think it was Shavers. Like, okay, here's your quarterback spy. It was on it was late in the game, along like 3rd and 13, something like that. They said, okay, here's your spy. And then Vincent Shaver drops back into coverage and just takes off running.
Yeah, that's
and they're like, well, that should have been your spy.
That should have been,
like,
right?
Damn it, dude.
We're not a good zone defense to begin with. And I think that you made a good analogy of it being the Brendan Sorsby type game. Like, they're going to let Nico, they took away they took away his passing abilities, and they pretty much said, hey, your legs are going to have to beat us. And, that's a good recipe in the Big Ten. If you're one-dimensional and he can't do anything else, we saw that with Hunter Carberg. You don't win a lot of games when your quarterback can only run. And so, I don't know. Like, yeah, 3rd down defense was terrible.
It was
awful.
Yeah.
I was yelling, screaming. People were looking at me weird, but
who's this gringo?
There is a comment, the conservative Husker. He says, if you saw that and think that one spy is going to do anything, it's wishful thinking. I agree. Earlier in the game, they tried to make Shavers a spy, and literally,
look,
got caught flat-footed. And when you've got Nico, who probably is running like a 4.4, and he's 6'5" or whatever, he's stupid big. The dude takes off running, and Shavers hadn't even reacted by the time he's to his right. Like, the guy is huge, and he thought he was worth $4 million for a reason. He is a good quarterback, and he's fast as shit. And clearly, it shows because he's their leading rusher on the year. Like, there's just this part where it's like it's kind of in the scheme. Like, look, if he wants to try to win this game by running, so be it.
I know. Hey, look, I get it. The game got pretty interesting for a little bit there. It got interesting. I never thought that UCLA was going to win. I never felt that way. but it did get a little interesting. And yes, seeing Vincent Shavers as your spy, it's a little, it's hard to watch.
Which, you know what?
Hey,
Dasan is usually your QB spy.
Right.
Because he's fast. He makes fast guys look not fast.
Well, look, does anyone know, and this is me being ignorant, does anyone know what his injury is? Because I don't know what it is.
They just said, Matt Rule basically just said, like, he's got some, like, stinger stuff, and he tried to go. He couldn't.
Okay, because here, I'm going to try to not look ahead too much. But, like, I see Iowa, and I see Mark Gronowski. Granted, Mark Gronowski is not nearly as good a passer as Nico is.
No.
Okay? Mark Gronowski is a pretty bad, pretty horrendous thrower of the football. So, do we change the game plan for Mark Gronowski and we have Dasan McCullough be the spy? Is that what happens? Do we trust that our pass defense will be able to do the thing and we don't let if Mark Gronowski rushes for over 100 yards against us, I will be very mad.
Same.
Well, I mean, I think it's a totally different game, though, because UCLA, they still have plenty of talent on the outside compared to Iowa, who doesn't have talent on the outside. And they have Nico, who is a 5-star quarterback, who's really good. So I think it's a whole different game plan. You are going to spy Gronowski because he is their only form of offense, and they have no one else to beat you.
Okay, but and I hear you. I think you're absolutely right. Iowa's offense, God, dude, if Iowa could pass the ball, they would be a playoff team.
Yep. But
they can't pass. They have never been able to pass consistently. But I fear, this is what I fear, is that I fear that John Butler might be stuck in his ways with the NFL mindset, where in the NFL, what's the thing that you're trying to stop before anything else, do you think, in the NFL? You're trying to stop the pass.
Yep.
And so I need Matt Rule to be in that room on Iowa week, right? On Black Friday, the Black Friday game, you need to be in that room, Matt Rule, and say, this is not a passing defense type game, dude. We got to have multiple spies on this Gronowski cat. Because again, if he rushes for over 100 yards against us, we know going in, that's what he does. So if we allow that to happen, like White, can we shut down their strength and force Iowa to do something that they are terrible at? I'll just be very mad if Mark Gronowski goes for over 100.
Yeah.
Okay. But we won last night. We take one game at a time.
It's a vacuum.
It's a vacuum. Mike, anything else over there?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Matt Rule, I think finally game management was okay. He called that waste, I thought,
stupid challenge.
Timeout.
Stupid challenge. It was stupid.
It's dumb.
Dumb challenge. And I thought it was a dumb timeout too, Mike. I didn't agree with you.
I meant in the first half. The
no,
one took.
I hated it.
You hated it?
Yep.
I didn't mind it. Even though it didn't work, of course.
Well, no. Go on, sorry.
No, that was it. Like, of course it didn't work. I don't know. I didn't mind that one. But then he did one in the second half. I texted Mike Schaefer, who was at the game, enjoying it as a fan, for the first time in 10 years. I think he tweeted. I texted him. I said, I want to let you know, you are my hitman. If Matt Rule makes a dumb timeout in the second half, I'm going to call you and make you do what you have to do. And he took that one in the second half late in the game, and I was like, you know what to do.
Yeah, Mike Schaefer had a little fun last night. He had a couple Coors banquets. I'm kind of happy for him that he can kind of maybe he's unburdened by the job and he can just kind of cut loose a little bit, Mike Schaefer. But anyway, yeah, I hated that timeout on that 4th and 1 because here's the thing, like you got to get your defense set and okay, but it's not like their offense was scrambling too, man. And so then you're just giving them a chance to game plan too.
Yeah.
And of course, they convert the 4th and 1. Yeah. So yes, it's easy for me to be like, that timeout sucked. especially because it didn't work for us.
Yeah. And I saw some comments on X, and then there's let's see, Todd in the chat. It says UCLA clock management on our last drive was horrendous, and I agree. It was awesome. He says, I love watching someone else have a bad clock management for a change. It's awesome, right?
Yes.
Except for the fact that like that staff is made up of a bunch of interims that weren't supposed to be in the position that they're in, and that is how that is supposed to go, because they were not hired to be in that position. Matt Rule, on the other hand, is challenging whether or not Nico threw the ball past the line of scrimmage when he was 2 yards short.
Oh my God.
And it's like, there's not one person on that staff that stopped. Hey, it's okay. It's fine. Everything is okay. He was not past the line of scrimmage. The person up in the press box or whatever is not looking down saying, Coach, you're good. You're good. Don't do it. You're good. At first, it looked like he just called a timeout to talk to the officials again. That is what it looked like to start. And then they go, oh no, he's challenging. I go, what is he challenging? And then they showed the replay of Nico throwing behind the line of scrimmage, and I'm like,
he challenged that. And here's what worries me, Kyle, is there was someone up in the booth that said, hey, you should challenge that.
Yeah.
That's what has me even more worried, is that your eye in the sky that relayed that message to Matt Rule
wasn't even close.
If that happened, I don't know if that happened. I don't know. But if that was the case, we got to hire a new eye in the sky then.
Yeah, maybe it's not Matt Rule this whole time. Maybe he's got a game management guy, and it's just been that guy being so bad for so long.
Maybe it's been Ben Audi this whole time. Has it been Audi this whole time? Just really quick, another trauma, and I already kind of referred to this, was you just felt like you let him back in the game when you had the chance to put the boot on the throat. That's all. I think that's an okay thing to say, even in a win. It was interesting, but it didn't have to be. I think that's okay to say.
I felt a lot like what I imagine Michigan felt against Nebraska, where it was like, you're just straight up winning this game.
Yeah. Like
on all fronts, except, well, I guess not all fronts, because, the defense, but you just felt like the whole game, you're like, man, we're just, what do you say, beating the crap out of them?
I think he said shit.
Yeah.
I think he said shit.
And for some reason, you're just still here. You're just still lingering. Fucking lingerers, dude.
Yeah. Okay, what else is on my list here?
Kyle, you said that there was a question in that super chat that you wanted to get to later.
Oh, yeah.
You remember what it was?
Yeah. So the $9.99 from Jordan Delaney. He says, cheers from Kosovo. How do you think Tony White feels falling to 4-5, seeing Nebraska at 7-3? Also, who do you want to see us in a bowl game with? So first part of that question, I think Tony White saw an opportunity to get paid more before losing Ty and Nash. I think you kind of understand the writing on the wall, especially if you're the head man in charge. You're like, okay, so we're going to have the youngest team in the Big Ten. We're losing 2 of the dogs on the defensive line. You're looking at what's behind them, and you're like, man, my performance the defensive performance might not be as good. And these people are offering me more money to go coach somewhere else in Florida. I think I might just kind of take what is kind of looking at me right now, especially with the success that everybody has seen me have here at Nebraska, and I'm gonna go get paid more before this gets kind of ugly. I think that's where I'm at on the Tony White thing, but I'm sure it does suck being 4-3. I know it does.
4-5.
4-5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe Tony White was like, you know what? I'll just have John Butler take the lumps for a bad run defense. I'll just have John Butler be blamed for this because it's better than me being blamed for it. Okay, another trauma is we're going to have a new running back next year. Yeah, that's a trauma. We're going to have to go in the portal because Emmett Johnson is gonzo, as he should be. It's bittersweet. We want guys to get drafted, but not if they could really, really help us next year, because I feel like Emmett could help us.
Yeah.
So that's the trauma.
The trauma for me, I think, just like after this game, and we'll see how the next 2 games go, but the conversations surrounding how do we keep TJ? How do we keep TJ? How do we figure out like how to keep him on the bench while Dylan is still clearly like he's the guy, right? He's the one that got promised. He's the high dollar quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be here next year unless he transfers, which I don't see that, but I don't know. I just think the trauma for me is just going to be this never ending like anxiety around what if TJ leaves? Because like you said, he is the future.
I mean, he could
technically.
It's like, but we also have to remember, Kyle, is like TJ Lateef had a near perfect game last night. He's going to make a mistake. It's going to happen. Not saying it's going to be a detrimental one, but like we might have a pick, we might have a fumble. We just have to keep a level head about this, right? And not be like, oh, it's TJ time. No, oh, we're back to Dylan. Oh, TJ, we love TJ. Oh, it's Dylan time. We hate Dylan. No, we love Dylan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's my trauma. Is like this whole conversation that's going to surround for the rest of Dylan's time here, TJ's time here, however long that is. That's just going to be a thing.
See, and you know what though, Kyle? It's part of being a fan.
Yeah,
it's part of the fun. Okay, and yeah, I know Matt Rule hates it. He talks about it every week, like without like really saying it. Like we got to stop being negative. We got to stop talking down on each other. This is what fans do. We love TJ Lateef until he throws a pick, and then he's the worst of all time. Let's replace him with an injured Dylan. It's part of being a fan. It's being emotional. It's okay to be emotional. It's because we love it. And every fan base is like this. There is literally not one fan base that isn't like this.
Outside of UCLA, probably.
And some people could say that having two good quarterbacks and having quarterback controversy is a sign of a good team, and it's a good problem to have that you have that you have a luxury to have two good quarterbacks.
I think it used to be a good thing. Used to be a good thing.
Well, with the portal thing, maybe I don't know. That's going to be. We're going to have so many weeks in the offseason to talk about that.
Yeah,
and the ripple effect if TJ is the guy moving forward. Then you have the whole Raiola effect and everything else. And we're going to have so much time to talk about that. I think right now, live in the moment, enjoy it. Like, let's see how TJ plays against Penn State. He could suck against Penn State and Iowa, and we're sitting there saying, God, we miss Dillard. So
for sure. But hey, the other thing about UCLA, right, is like we said that every fan base is crazy and nuts, except for UCLA, because their fans don't care as much. But dude, even on Twitter last night, I see UCLA accounts being like, oh, we suck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, again, it's every fan base. It's every. Okay. What do I want to happen? Here's what I want to happen, Kyle.
Hold on. Just 1 second.
Yeah.
It was one game, Todd. We did say that.
Yeah.
He says Penn State has a very talented defense and Iowa's very good defense. Sure. UCLA hung 42 on Penn State. So this is where I'm at on this whole game. This is kind of my prescription. Is regardless of what you saw from the defense, regardless of any notion that you had about TJ, myself included, you did beat a team that handled Penn State. And like I mentioned before, Penn State on paper should blow the doors off of this bottom-dwelling UCLA team. Any given Saturday, every game is a vacuum. Nebraska was an underdog in that game. I just want everyone to remember they were not supposed to win that game according to Vegas.
Yeah.
So that is where I stand on this whole thing. Enjoy it because we've seen that go sideways. And it probably honestly should have with just the notion of a true freshman backup quarterback coming in. It could have gone sideways and it didn't. So enjoy it.
Right.
I don't know what else to say. Like the people that are saying, oh, UCLA bottom dwelling, UCLA sucks, UCLA this, that.
Sure.
They still beat Big Ten teams. And one of them was a preseason number 2 ranked in the country. So like it's a good win. It is a good win and you should enjoy it because that could have gone differently yesterday.
Yeah. Like I am normally the anti-transitive property guy, right? Like if UCLA beats Penn State, that means that, UCLA is like really good. It's like, no, if anything, that just illustrates the point that every game is a fucking crapshoot, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how else to better articulate that it's every game's a vacuum, every given set, every given. Oh my God. Mock, see, bird. Mike's supposed to do the C part.
Yeah.
Because he's in Mexico. Any? What, Mike? I just hear the fucking
See.
mock. See. Every game is different. Every team we play has good players on it. Right? Our opponents are on Scully too. And we are not good enough to overlook anyone.
And all those teams are sharing the same 20 mil.
Right. And so I want TJ Lateef to be our quarterback next year. That's what I want. Okay? That's what I want, Kyle. Did you hear me?
I hear you.
No, listen, I don't think you're really hearing me. Kyle,
I'm just distracted by Mike running around a cave right now. Mike, we're gonna drop you. We appreciate you joining the counseling session.
Adios, Miguel.
Oh, he's giving kisses.
Oh boy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Kissy, kissy. Kyle, I don't know if you really heard me though.
Okay, let's hear it.
Now listen to the words I'm saying.
Okay.
I want TJ Lateef to be our quarterback next year.
Oh, there it is.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard you.
I love running quarterbacks.
Yeah, you do.
They're my favorite.
Lamar.
Option.
Yeah.
I want to run the option, Kyle. Kyle, listen to the words I'm saying.
The option. Oh, God.
I want to run Army's offense.
Yeah, I know you do. Honking for monkin'.
That's what I want. What did I say last night? I said, oh, I love a quarterback that can run and sling it 12 times a game. Just give me 12. 12 is a good number.
That was
right?
that is so interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So what, there were how many attempts?
I think he was 13 for 15.
13 for 15, yeah. So
Hey, that's good.
that is
And look, hey, here's the thing though, right? His rushing total, I think it was like 30 yards. It definitely wasn't on Nico's level.
Yeah, 31.
Okay. That's beautiful because you don't need your running quarterback to have 100 yards. Just the threat.
Yep.
Just the threat. Oh.
Yep. Like I said, it freezes the defense. Anytime he goes to look like he's handing the ball off, the whole defense has to go, wait, who's got it?
Oh, I love
look left, look right.
Yeah. I love putting a defense on their heels.
Mm-hmm.
And although coming into this game, Nebraska was 6-3, which is a pretty good record. I think we didn't put a lot of defenses on their heels. And it's really good to see it. It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, final prescription for you for this counseling session is Nebraska is 7-3, and that is a statistical progression in the Matt Rule era at Nebraska. Statistical progression. So have fun with that.
Yeah. We got a bye week. I have to make up my mind if bye weeks are good or not, because I still don't know.
Yeah.
Because somebody brought that up in the chat yesterday while I was doing the roller coaster was, I said, oh, bye week going into Penn State. Cool. And someone was like, well, I don't think bye weeks have been too friendly. And I'm like, you know what? Thank you for bringing me back down to earth a little bit, because we just assume that like bye weeks are good, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if like anybody has that memorized, BA, the record after bye weeks. I know last year I said something like, oh yeah, Matt Rule can't win a game after bye week. And then I think it was Austin when we were doing it at Herd Sports Bar. He's like, oh, well, actually, but yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting if the 1 week of prep helped TJ that much, like what we think it did, maybe 2 weeks is going to be really nice.
Right.
But we are doing a live podcast, a live show, and a watch party for the Penn State game during the day at Heavy Brewing in Gretna, Nebraska. That's a free event. Just come in, drink some beer, talk some shit, watch the game with us. So we'll be there for that game.
Right on. Okay. I don't have any more traumas or triumphs to talk about.
Yeah, I feel better. I feel good.
I mean, I felt good coming in.
Well,
baby.
yeah, sure.
Woo!
Sure. But, you start talking through some of the traumas and you're like, God, yeah, that did suck. That wasn't very good. That, whatever. You feel better afterwards.
Yeah.
You let it off your shoulders. Let us bear the burden for you. Let's talk through it.
Yeah. Okay. Come back. Not for counseling next week. Tomorrow will just be a regular episode. But enjoy your Sunday. A victorious, cold, but glorious Sunday. Now get out of our office. Go on now. Yeah.